Okay, here we are with some of the strangest inventions I've seen. Before we get on to, let me just say for them, thank you for at least that we have people out there who are trying to be creative. However, well, you'll see. Welcome to Lavender Rose, the Midnight Hour on Strange Inventions. Some in the past and some kind of think they're nowadays inventions, some of them. The first one we have is mousetrap pistol, and yes, exactly as it sounds. It's a mouse trap that when the mouse gets in there, it shoots them with a gun. Yay! Like we don't already have enough problems like that, right? It was invented in 1882 by a James A. Williams of Texas. And it's a 50 caliber loaded revolver. Of course, the product never took off as people were, probably too afraid they would get their foot shot off, or their pets would get shot up. But here, I'll let you see the picture. Here we go. Isn't that lovely? The mouse goes, oh no, and poof. And you just hope there's no one right by the mouse when that happens. No dogs, no cats, no people, no babies. And I can imagine it would shoot up the floor as well. So, anyway. The next is tomaton. I'm thinking of, that's how you say it, tomaton. A wearable robot that feeds you tomatoes. Like we really need that. Invented by the Japanese juice vendor Kagome, the robot that sits in a harness behind your head pulls out tomatoes and puts them directly in your mouth as you run. Oh, and by the way, has a timer too. And there it is. Nice, huh? A little pumpkin-looking robot. I guess it's supposed to be a tomato that sits behind your head and puts tomatoes in your mouth whether you want it or not. Yeah. And the next is an anti-pervert hairy leg stockings for the girl who wants to feel like a man, right? Actually, it was invented by the Chinese to ward off would-be attackers to women or girls, right? That if somebody really wants to attack you, they might find this sexy. Who knows? I'm just saying. And this next one, a group shaving machine. Go in a barber shop, sit the fellows all right in a row, put the contraption out, and shave at once. This 19th century machine could shave a dozen men at once. One reason for its commercial failure, though, was it could not alter movements according to face shape. Everyone's face is different. But a little bit how it would have looked. Right? Just great. And I'll show you a close-up version. Don't you see how they look so confident? And this next one is called the Fliz. It's a foot-powered bicycle, no pedals, saddle or any gears, and was invented by German designers Tom Hambrock and Yuri Spader. The user hangs on to a harness in between two wheels, propelling the bicycle by running, then resting the feet on the back of the wheel. Kind of brings you back to the Flintstones, doesn't it? Because that is obviously the idea. Yeah. This next one is a mustache shield for the man who loves the mustache but does not want to get it in his food or drink. It's an 1876 mustache shield, and it was patented by Virgil A. Gates. Of course, designed to keep your facial hair out of the way when you eat and while you drink. Who cares if you look a little bit like a masked bandit or something down there? Okay. And this is a nice one too. A for the guy who is everything, but maybe not this. Revolver camera. Yes. That's a whole different thing on a shoot, huh? This Colt 38 small camera automatically takes pictures when you pull the trigger. Nice. See, it has the camera part up here, I mean the revolver part, and the camera part down there. You could really do a lot of scare stuff up for that one, can't you? Oh, and these next ones. We all like the summertime, love the summertime, the flip-flops. How about when you like the feel of bare feet in the grass, but in shoes instead? You know, you want to be in your flip-flops, but you want to feel the grass at the same time. Well, you can have it. See? Look at that. Gives you the feel of walking on the grass. In your flip-flops. Now, do they have one with sound? Who knows? And here's another interesting invention. By the way, probably none of these inventions ever really took off. Dynasphere, an electrically driven wheel. Yes, wheel. Capable of speeds of 30 miles per hour, which is probably good if you're in a wheel, because, you know. Invented by Mr. J.A. Purves of Taunton and his son. Yeah, wouldn't you like to look like that? I don't really understand the idea of that unless it came out when the first cars were starting to come out. I don't know. And this is an interesting one. An automated tip requester for those bellhops and different people who, you know, don't want to say it but want you to pay it. Invented in 1955 by Russell E. Oakes, this device saw hotel bellhops as its key market, obviously. It would say no sale if the tip was too low. Yeah. See? You have that attached to you, and you have that little hand thing coming out. Kind of reminds you of the Home Alone 2 with that bellhop. I'm sure if you put some gum in there, it would make some kind of sound or something. I don't know. This next one is called sea shoes. Yes. Shoes, well, not really shoes, but kind of like a, well, it's it's a lot like skis, obviously. Invented by M.W. Holton, these sea shoes had duck foot propellers. And yes, the guy in the photo is inventor M.W. Holton. I mean, after all, you could not expect some idiot to be doing that, right? You should be doing it yourself. Oh, look at that. He looks so proud in his suit of his invention. I wonder how many times he fell in the water. And this next one, ice baby carrying device. When you want to carry the baby over the ice. Invented in 1937 by the hockey player Jack Milford, of course, right? This carrying device allowed him and his wife to carry their baby on the ice, and yes, that is the Happy 3. The guy who invented it, his wife, and his little baby was probably saying, oh my God, I'm not going to make it to my first birthday. Just saying. I wouldn't want to do that anyway. Now this next one is a chain smoking device. You know, for those chain smokers who don't want to just get out a new cigarette, but they want to smoke it all at once. But when smoking one cigarette at a time is not enough, there you go, darling. Doesn't that look absolutely sexy and wonderful? Yes. I wonder how how easy it would be to get cancer or something. Anyway, cat meow machine. This 1963 mechanical cat meowing device from Japan can meow 10 times a minute, with the eyes lighting up each time. The idea, of course, was to scare off mice. Of course. Aw, look at it, like that would scare off a mouse. I don't think so. And here is, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, yeah, it's French. Anyway, an early bicycle invented by Le Comte de Séverac. Maybe I said that right. Circa 1791. So let's give them kudos because we're talking about, 1791, right? An alternative story is that the Comte was invented by the journalist Louis Baudry de Senier in his Histoire, I'm not even going to pronounce that, from 1891. But here you go. You have a bicycle with a horse, and if that isn't good enough for you, you have one there with a lion. Yay. Okay, this is a 1936 all-terrain car. I don't think I would trust it. Wheel-laden monstrosity was an all-terrain car that could descend slopes up to 65 degrees, and it's from England. Look at that. Woohoo! And for those people who just have to have protecting of snow protectors. It's a Canadian invention from 1939. This plastic contraption offered protection for the face in snowstorms. This is if you want to look like an alien. Yay! When you love to go down the street like that. Come on, it's just snow. And this next one, beating breasts. Yes, beating breasts. It's a 1963 pair of artificial breasts from Japan. The device has a built-in heartbeat and was meant to be like a sleeping aid for very young children, because if you're a very young child, you want to sleep with that, right? Maybe a baby, but a child, okay. Just saying. And this next one, the last one, a radio stroller. This device from 1921 does what it says. It provides the baby with much needed radio transmissions. Of course, the stroller looks a little bit, yeah. Would you want to attach that contraption to it? And look at the megaphone thing. So that is just a few of some interesting, strange inventions. I'll have some more on another day. And this is Lavender Rose, the Midnight Hour, wishing everyone a marvelous Thursday ahead. And over and out.